Alright, so I just got watching Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, and this will be my either reaction slash review for this film. And now, just by going into it and knowing that this is the finale to the DCEU, and even with this franchise that has not been like long standing, and like even though this franchise has been a failure, and even with the recent hits and misses, and even with this movie that's like the sequel to the first Aquaman that did $1 billion, and this is the sequel to that $1 billion movie. And I gotta say, like, this was a mess, and this was not good as I thought it would be. And the fact, I mean, I'm just gonna fully rant on this movie, and that like Warner Brothers did not want to end the DCEU with a bang, and I feel like this movie was not it. Even with the premise of this film, it is with Arthur and Orm that are teaming up to take down Black Manta as he has returned, and even with the entire plot and the entire story, it just felt like super generic. It felt like that way too, and even with the DCEU that's been trying to like copy the MCU and their success, and like even that like this whole franchise started 10 years ago, and that and here with this film, and even like throughout the entire movie, I thought it was alright, but just not the best DC movie in my opinion. And even with Black Manta, who is in this movie by Yael Abdul Mateen, I thought he was a weak villain, and I just didn't enjoy like everything that this movie had to offer. In fact, like, even with like some scenes that like totally had me laughing out loud, and even with the characters and with Arthur and Orm, I really like their bromance and their chemistry worked. But even with the entire cast, that was just not like what I expect, and it was just outright horrible. And on top of that, with Jason Momoa, who I think does a great job playing Aquaman, and even like starting this entire plot, and even with his character, and like with him like having given birth to his baby, and now just having a family with Black Manta who is after him and his family, like I just felt like this felt like super generic. I mean, like what Warner Brothers did not do like, anything special with this movie. And I feel like even with the DCU, with James Gunn's rebooted universe, gets better from here on out. But I mean, I did not love Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom, but did not like the plot or the story. And even with the third act of this movie, and that is just so like forgettable and so cheesy, but even with everyone in the final fight, and it was so like not good, and even like within the final minutes of the movie, and just like throughout parts of it, it just felt generic, and I didn't find the humor like not very good. But with the comedy aspect and the way that I tried to throw out references, it was just not working. It's sort of felt other different material as well. But I just like did not like any of it, and I could also rolling my eyes. But even with Warner Bros. And DC, and that were trying to end this entire thing, and to even move on with this, and I felt to be non-satisfying, but I liked my time with it, and it was just alright. And so for my final thoughts, I liked Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. Like it was not as bad, but it was just not that good. And even with Jason Momoa, who I think is good as Aquaman, and with the rest of the characters that I didn't find interesting, even with the third act, that was sort of cheesy, and the humor was just not it. And hopefully with James Gunn's rebooted DC universe, it gets better from here on out, and the fact that this is the finale to the DCEU, and I'm glad that the DCU has come to an end after a decade, and now I can't wait to see what comes next. And so that is going to be it for this video, and just let me know what you guys thoughts in the comments down below, and if you've seen Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and just give me a rating to 1 out of 10. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and turn on notifications about future videos, and also follow my socials, which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.